So you said most people did it up and down? So I'll do it budget, economy, executive, and presidential this way. And then we've got transistors, capacitors, connectors, and dials. So we've got the budget, 50, 30, 7, 3. The economy, 65, 50, 9, 4. The executive needs 85, 42, 10, and 6. And finally, the presidential, 85, 42, 10, and 12. So there's our first one. Then, in order to make another one for the daily amount, daily goal in a normal quarter, how much they would produce in a quarter of the year, if we set up B, E, 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 basically beep, beep. If we set the beep up the one way, we got to set the beep up the other way in order for things to match later. And this is how much per day? So we want to do 10 of these, 12 economy, 11 executive, and 7 presidential. Our first matrix is a 4 by 4. And this matrix is a 1 by 4. And this second 4 is our beep, and this first 4 is our beep. Beep, beep. So now can you see that if we call this matrix A and this matrix B, that you could make a new matrix C by multiplying B times A. If you did yours the other way, you'd have A times B. And what we're going to get in the end is another 1 by 4. The 1 this time is going to stand for the day, and the 4 is going to say how many transistors you're going to need in a day, how many capacitors, how many connectors, and how many dials. And does someone have the answer for this already on their calculator?
I do, but it's me. So
all right. So we're going to start with our least reliable source.
okay, sweet. So first up, we have transistors.
Yep.
2,810.
2810.
Yep. 1,656. 358. And I can't see the last one.
If you use the arrow key on your calculator, you can go over.
228. 228.
Doesn't work. It doesn't.
Oh, come on.
Oh, it works now, but you have to be
It works.
228.
As soon as he comes up. It's like
I had to redo it, then instantly press right.
Yeah, right after you have to push right. So what is the number? 228.
It's 5 person-hours.
So I would store that one as C. All right, let me just pause this. So we're going to have to match whatever matrix we make, because we want to figure out how much the production is every day. In a normal production, we're going to have to match it up with matrix B, and matrix B was the daily production of budget, economy, executive, and presidential. And that 4, where the budget, economy, executive, presidential, was in the columns. So when we make our new matrix here for hours, we're going to make a new matrix. What letter are we on? E already? Where we have budget, economy, executive, presidential. And of course, yours will be just flipped the other way. And this is hours. That's right, I like to make an interesting saying. Yeah. So the hours for a budget were 7. For the economy, only 6. No, 5, 7, easy.
Takes an extra hour to tack on those dials.
5, 7, 6, and 7.
10 minutes per dial, you
Well, there might be extra bling, right? That isn't mentioned in here.
Did you look the only difference between a presidential and executive is there's 6 extra dials.
6 extra dials.
They don't do anything.
Yeah, they don't do anything, but they're there.
They're just nice to play with. All right. So now, if we multiply these together, what did this 1 stand for again in matrix B? That stood for how much you did in a day. So if we multiply this times this 1 by 4 by this 4 by 1, if we take matrix B and times it by matrix E, this is a 1 by 4 times a 4 by 1, and both of those 4s were beeps. We're going to get D by H. We're going to get a 1 by 1 that's going to tell us the total number of hours you need in a day.
Generally, I go with 24.
24 hours in a day, yes. But employee hours in a day, so you can figure out how many employees
Yeah.
you're going to need.
Pretty good hours when you work an actual 7 hours.
And in September,
Yeah, I was going to just say Norway.
and in September and November, or September and August and September, you take the matrix D we had before and times it, and you'd figure out how many hours you need then. Does anyone have any of these values? For the first one, 75? Okay, about 35 people, but how many hours first?
How many hours per head?
How many hours in the day if you do B times E? 241? 9. I thought you said 240 none. And then you divide that by 7, and that is, does that work out to a nice number?
35.57, so 36.
35.7, so you'll need 36 people. And then a 40% increase, how many hours then?
348.6.
348.6, divide that by 7, 49.8.
Well, not dividing it by decent.
So you'll need 36 employees, and here 50
Notation might be a little wrong because you just divided 346.
by 7. Oh yeah, here we go. Divide by, check that out.
It's just that random.
That random line is to like divide by 7, like
Oh, very important.
very important. 7. The 7. All right, so I've got some for you to work on.
I'm going to find something wrong.
I think this one's going to be good.